a gift from God. So they said. They said to me, water is a gift from God. A gift to let us be alive. A gift for us, just because. But why do we need water, I said. Why do we need to drink it, or else we will die? Couldn't He create us so that we don't have to drink it, so that we don't need to feed ourselves, or we don't need to drink? Why didn't He create us perfect? Just that we wouldn't die, that we wouldn't suffer, that we wouldn't starve to death, that we wouldn't suffocate or things like this. Why didn't God make us perfect? And why is water for you just a gift, a creation? Well, in my Dragon's Path, I see water as something completely different. Water feeds us, water feeds the trees, water feeds everything and everyone, and keeps everything that is alive just to remain alive. Water is, to me, magic. And people and humans are seeing water as just an object, just something, a transparent liquid object that is not of importance. But once it runs out, they are in deep trouble because they need this magic. And where does it come from? Why is it so important? One of the most important elements of the Dragon's Path. Water in itself is the most important, actually, because it has to do with two dragon gods. And those are the dragon gods that I first met. That is actually Tiamat and Leviathan. It's a cooperation. And the dragon gods can argue a lot. Fire and water, everyone knows about this. But here, Tiamat and Leviathan needed to work intensely together. So that this could work out. So that life could be made. Water has also a lot of been used by pagan practices. In pagan practices, they saw water as being a blessing. You could bless someone with water in the name of a god. But in fact, what I try to say is, whenever, for example, whenever Fafnir was being slain, his blood made others invincible because it was divine blood. That is also what the blood is of Tiamat. Tiamat's blood was pure magic, pure manipulation. Tiamat's blood was magic. And whenever you touched this blood of Tiamat, whenever you touched it, you could create life yourself. But the thing is, in the great war of the story that Tiamat had against Marduk, she was slain into, of course she was not dead, but she was put upon this world and sank into the world when everything that grows was still her. And her blood also was on this earth. And this blood was water. Of course, it's not like our blood, like it's red blood. This is transparent. This is blood of a god, of a goddess. And that is why I sometimes can't stand it when people say it's a gift from God or it's a creation. Water is not a creation. Water is the creator. Water is everything. Water are two dragon gods at the same time. It's Tiamat's blood, but then Leviathan comes in. That is because she was here on this earth. Tiamat has become the earth, but her blood was unprotected. Her blood had no God, and her blood was essential for everyone and everything, so that she could be alive, could be remaining alive. Because when the coming of humans, there was of course a big risk for this, for the dragon's blood, for Tiamat's blood to be contained. So he transferred himself into the dragon that we all know, in the draconic serpent. Whenever he touched the water, he became a draconic serpent. He became one with her blood. He became one with the magic of Tiamat. Tiamat couldn't do this herself. She could not control her blood whenever she was on this earth. Whenever you see the forest, you see her skin, you see her trees, you see her energies. But of course, she could not control her own blood again. That is a job that Leviathan did. Leviathan was already a dragon god, that of the void and that of the gates. But he was not yet, back before times, he was not yet dragon god of water. That is something that he wanted to do himself. He became the dragon god of water because of what Tiamat had. Tiamat was defeated by Marduk. That is also another word for the Christian god. Actually, Marduk became the Christian god, or the Abrahamic god. And of course, Tiamat was the other side, you can say. But in stories it's said that Tiamat is the earth. That is also why a lot of Christians say the earth is the devil. The earth is the creation of the devil. And you shouldn't worship the creation. You should worship the creator. But in fact, what I know from the Dragon's Path is that the creation is the creator. That water is the creator. Water is not a gift. Water is not made. Water has always been there in the veins of Tiamat. And without it, we die. We just die. Every dragon god has an essential element, an essential power. And all of these four elements, the four powers together, it creates us. It creates the dragons. It creates everything. There is no such thing as what Marduk, what I see inside of him, he is actually a deceiver. He is the deceiver. He's not real. He's not the real God. He needed prayers. He needed power because he didn't have enough. He needed Tiamat's energy. He needed to have this power. And that is also what this blood actually is. This is water. Without it we die. But what did Marduk make? He did not make life. Of course, with putting her in two, her blood was visible and of course became one with the earth. And because of that, because of the cooperation together with Leviathan, life was always created. But then again, after life was created, humans weren't seeking for gods. Of course, they first found the dragon. They first found a lot of dragons. Every corner in the world had a description of the dragons. But after a while, it became a religion. And after a while, Marduk returned. And so, water was no longer God. Water was just water. A thing. Nothing more. A gift from God. While in fact, it is one. To be a God. It is one with a God. With two gods even. Whenever you see a river, whenever you go inside of a shower, whenever you just touch just this little bit of water, see it unlike anyone else, because this is not just an object. This is not just a gift from a god. This is not just something. This water is magic. Water is the dragon's blood. Water is very, very, very powerful. A transparent liquid of magic. And that is what humans can no longer see again. They don't see it when they see it too much. They don't see the magic. They don't see the beauty. They don't see how special and important it is if they see it all their lives. But I've seen water all my life, unlike anyone else. And that is why it's very interesting actually to experiment with water. Because in this water you can summon two dragon gods. And that is Tiamat because it's her life force, and Leviathan that protects it. And Leviathan is the official dragon god of water.